Hello and good afternoon. It's just gone afternoon. My God, time really is... I'm not sure what it's been. The past few days, time has zipped by. Absolutely zipped by. Last night, it was 3 in the morning, and I had to go to the loo. And then before I knew it, it was like, oh, it's 4 in the morning. Where did all that time go? Just zipped away. It felt like a few minutes had passed. But there it was. Anyway, let's carry on with this, shall we? Because once I get this done, I'm going to reinstall the operating system on my computer. It's starting to act up, and the best thing for it when things act up is just to reinstall.
Throughout development, the name for the walkers changed so many times. Initially, it was Pango because the early sketches looked like pangolins, but then they stopped looking like pangolins, so the name was changed to Wolfwalker. But Dave felt that Walker sounded too Game of Thrones, and besides which, there are no wolves in Australia. Then it changed to Creepers because they crept into the villages at night, but that felt a bit weak. So finally we decided on Stalkers. In celebration of all this indecision, Matthew wrote the lines in which Foster, Danielle and Rana all used different names to describe these quadrupedic machines.
I can't actually strafe. So, normally in the game, so if I go forwards, he goes forwards in the direction I'm looking at. If I go left, he goes left. If I go right, he goes right. And back he comes towards me. Oh. Let's just speed on along. Is there anything to look at here? I don't know. Oh look, it's children.
All these children. Looks like they're sleeping. What a waste of electricity.
Seriously, what does it matter? Like...
There's an electrical force field around the button. That's cheap.
I mean, this place generates all the energy it wants just from recycling and prayers. Hello, Alphabet Cat, and welcome to another edition of this. Oh.
Looks like it's monitoring their happiness levels.
Why? Because happiness levels can be quantified?
Whatever this is, it isn't right. All these children. Looks like they're sleeping. It's Foster. Just gotta get rid of the android. It says Foster's an ideal candidate. Ideal for what?
Yeah, they got rid of the fusion reactors because, oh, that's dangerous and polluting.
With Foster undergoing memory augmentation, even if somewhat briefly, after being knocked out by a stalker, the question quickly arose, who gets him out? His faithful sidekick Joey was always going to be the right answer. Since your Joey is a 10-year younger version of the Joey who runs the city, we decided that it was logical that the environment would recognise your Joey as having full authority, which would then allow us to explain how Foster, Arana and Joey would be able to break into an otherwise impenetrable fortress. That risked making him very powerful, so we designed the shell to be little more than a Wi-Fi enabled floating ball. This constraint focused the puzzle design to operating minor systems and physically bumping things.
Yeah, let's just get rid of the fusion reactors, and the fact is that you're not powering a city by recycling things. If you're burning waste to insit, that is one of the most polluting forms of power available. It'd be better to just burn coal. The fact is, I think a lot of this thing in the city is just a sham. And I'm here to bring them to the harsh truth of reality. And that was the other thing as well, like, they're talking about water being a scarce resource. I mean, they're literally next to the sea, and if you've got a fusion reactor, then frankly, you have unlimited distilled water. Well, the limit is how much water can you boil in one go. And I think with the fusion reactor, the answer is a lot.
All these children. Looks like they're sleeping.
And let's go into number 5, because, you know, there might be something interesting.
The more time they spend in the chair, the higher their happiness levels go.
Why not just have everybody in the chairs all the time? Then they can be happy all the time. So this is the reflection spa. Right, now bear in mind, he can float in the air, but he can't surmount that. That is an impassable barrier. You know what? Bad game design. Invisible barrier.
It's a Kudos MX-5 security console. These things were designed for droids, not people.
Let's see if that gets the attention of the droid. In fact, let's cause a bit more chaos. Willow, Matilda, Cat, Dave. We'll do the same here. Robert, Ember, and Yves, Loz, Luke, N.A., Haley, and finally
Milo. That's the kid that Foster came all this way to rescue.
Ross, Sam, Milo, Nina, N.A. So I've gone ahead and caused a whole bunch of chaos. Yes, Revolution Software, but not the guy who thinks highly of himself in the commentary. I don't want to hurt his feelings. I don't get feeling ill. So let's see. He's having a look at all that stuff. Having a think. Is he turning them all off? Ah, wait for him to go into a chamber. So he's going to go to chamber number 4. Let's run in after him. And now get to behind the chair. And now let's see what the android does. He's going to the console. And then at the console, what's he going to do? Wave his hand around. I assume he's waving his hand. Yep, waving a hand. I can see arm movement. And now he's coming back here. So you see, I can float here, no problem, but floating elsewhere? Give it a shove.
Have a nice trip. Wait, that's not right.
Enjoy the fall of your civilization. Which, you know, every country has problems, and this is a city-state. But
Joey,
as far as I can tell,
Android? hitting a steel floor at high
Union
speed.
City, apart from having
It
some
was a
lies,
tragic accident.
it's not that
I
bad.
found Foster. He's in room 3.
Is it going to
He's
lead
just
to
those
like
doors,
a
like in
decadent
some sort of
society of
machine.
weak, ineffectual
That can't be good.
men? Yes.
Let's
Will a society like that survive? Not really. So, dunno. Hey, look, he's wearing his new clothes. He's giving you some flowers. See? It's nice. Flowers. He just wanted to throw some flowers at your wrist. Oh yeah, Graham, Grundy. See, he's happy too. Everybody's happy. Hey, look at that! He's actually got his proper, the proper clothes on, the ones who actually won the party.
Joey! Milo! Whoa. Wait a minute. Help! Somebody!
Keep it down, would you, Foster?
Yeah. Jeez. You scream like a child.
What the?
Joey, you look out for Foster while I get this one.
On it.
I don't know. It's okay. We're gonna get you out of here. What's your name?
Ember. Where's Pixel? In Vauxhall? Hey.
They're
I
dead.
know that guy. From outside.
They were turned into
Come on,
reactor
Foster,
fuel.
You're making me look bad.
Joey, on the way here, I saw other Joey.
You mean Joey the Savior? But he left years ago.
Yeah, well, he's back. And somehow involved.
No, Foster. He wouldn't be.
We've got to find him. Tell him what's really going on.
I think he knows what's
Maybe we
really
can help
going
fix
on.
it. Yeah. Me and him together. Dream team.
It's gonna take everything we got to bring down the council.
2 Joeys. What's not to like?
First, we have to get Milo and the other children back to their homes.
About that.
What? Did you find something?
You better follow me.
Also, I'm glad that Foster's keeping his original Beneath the Steel Sky outfit on, because last time he wore the party clothes and then he woke up in his duster.
Come on, Foster. You need to see this. Foster, there's something you have to see. It's over here. Room 5.
Those boots look pretty boss and all.
The children. You found them? Milo? Milo!
These rooms are full of children, Foster.
Don't care about those. For some reason, I just care about this one.
Milo.
Who would sleep with their eyes open? You just end up
Hang on,
really
kid.
sore.
I'm getting you out of here.
No, wait, Foster!
It's Milo. I have to get him out of this.
These chairs, they're connected deep into their brains. We can't just rip them out. It could be fatal.
But it needs to stop. Shut it down, Joey.
It's okay, Foster. We've triggered the abort sequence.
They'll all get better, I'm sure. It might just take time.
How long?
Days. Maybe weeks. Meanwhile, we've got a bigger problem.
So,
We do.
How do we get all these kids out of here, under the radar? They've all been U-chipped. System will flag them the second they walk out of this place.
It's a U-chip problem, yeah?
One of the problems, sure.
Leet had a plan. A way of getting a kid out of the city.
Yeah,
Something-
blah, blah,
His
blah,
plan
blah,
better be-
blah, 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 blah. So, in terms of diabolical plots, like brainwashing people and modifying their memories so that they're happy, it's not the worst thing that could be
I
done.
have to speak to Leet before he tries to leave the
I
city.
mean, it's not grimdark like, oh, their souls will nourish
even get out of
corpse
this
god
place.
emperor on this golden
That's where
throne
Joey comes in.
that he's been entombed on for 10,000 years.
I mean, yeah, I do.
Kept in a
Somehow,
perpetual
he's been
limbo
able to
state
open
between
every
life
door
and
in this
death,
place.
Joey,
as their souls
you've
are
got superpowers.
painfully extracted
I
from the
always
body.
knew I was special ever since I was a young
You know,
boy.
it's not as bad as
Fucking
that.
Foster.
Listen, getting the children out of these labs is one thing, but out of the city,
I think I know
Another
how to do that.
completely overcast day.
No, Joey. The land train entrance at the city
Absolutely
walls.
silver
are you
haze
sure about
from
that?
horizon
It's
to
our only
horizon.
With Ember's help and Danielle's, leave it with us.
Sorry, I get
So,
annoyed
I'm
when
Foster.
the
Piranha.
skyline's so
You're
artificial.
coming with me, Joey.
The Gap Chaps are back in business.
Wait, I need Joey to open the doors, otherwise we'll be stuck in here.
Please, there's no need to fight over me. But carry on. Keep telling me how important I am.
Can you get all the children there once I've got the fix from Leet?
Way ahead of you. I knew this thing would come in handy, eventually.
Ah, Pavlov's thumb.
Arana, good luck.
You too, both of you. See you at the city walls.
More aluminium particulates in the sky. Exactly. I assume they're using aluminium because of its longevity, but if you've ever watched What in the World Are They Spraying, you find there's other particles as well. Oh, they're spraying. And I've noticed as well, like, I've got a blocked nose as well. It's affected my sinuses.
Step back. I'm opening it.
Alright.
Hey, Foster. I've been thinking about Joey.
I can't run.
I mean the other one. Maybe he never left.
He walked out into the desert. Years ago, remember?
I'm not convinced. I would never have walked away. And I'm him. And he's me.
Can I run now?
You ought to check this out, Foster.
Those spa chairs. They're just like the ones they had me in.
Welcome to the reflection
Foster.
hall.
Can I ask you a question?
Shoot.
You just did.
When you made Joey, the other one, did you do anything different? Change his protocols?
Not a thing. He's just you, with legs.
And an arm?
I mean, what you
Over
do?
here.
It always heightens the drama in a scene when there's an emotional change. In this event, Alonso's emotions move from calmly surveying the reflection spa to seething anger at seeing Foster behind the window.
All those
The direction I got for acting Alonso's part here was that seeing Foster makes him snap. He's been hiding this growing resentment as things have unfolded, and in this moment he flips his lid. So there was a lot of substance to the scene to work with when I performed the mocap, especially with that contrast between Alonso standing tall and in his element surveying the wonders of Union City's program at work, then the starkly contrasting explosion of rage at this persistent troublemaker who keeps eluding him. I was doing a few takes for this scene one evening where, having gotten into character, I was shouting in the corridor and the officers and
humans are evil?
Can be evil.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we don't need to hear the rest of that then.
Hey, look, Foster. It's your pal.
Hey, Mentor
Mentor
Alonso.
Alonso.
How's it hanging?
Grundy! You again.
So the shaking and stamping, shaking your fists and stamping of feet, that wasn't really, didn't see any of that in that scene. You know what's interesting about this the first playthrough I did, there was never any, oh, you're never welcome here again at the apartment. And I always just thought, well, I don't have an option to go there and change back into these clothes. Because you wore the standard dusty old dust you start with. But this one, because I've really upset Songbird, she's like, you never come here again, my lover, my duck. And, but I've kept the cool clothes. Because I was never going to keep the party tuxedo on, as it was like a loner or something. Anyway, let's go down here again for some reason. A murky jar.
I dreaded to think what used to be in that jar.
Aye, it was a jobby. It is pickled jobbies. So it just says go to elite place in the furnace room. There's nothing else to see here. No, there's no posters to look at or anything. So let's just head on over to. Oh look, this has been. Has this been closed?
The crusher was gone, and the conveyor had been barricaded shut.
Yeah, that's welded
That
tight.
wouldn't work.
I know, use your mini Ks. Everyone likes those, right? Oh, they're not even an option. Damage holidays. You know, this is another one. The valve wheel, I never picked up in the first playthrough. Obviously useless, but for some reason I'm keeping it. I don't know. Maybe I'll throw it at someone?
I don't think that control panel will work anymore.
Yeah, somehow. Anyway. Up the stairs. And, yeah, we already had that bit of dialogue. Oh, and it's a cutscene. Very good.
Jimmy?
Don't shoot! Whoa! Don't want to drop one of these, or we all go up in flames.
Oh, come on. It can't be that fault.
Oh,
Going somewhere?
Anyway, about here. Not safe no more. Council's onto me. This place was crawling with their goons earlier.
Oh, that was good coffee.
Where did they go?
I've been,
Beats me.
it was
I'm not hanging around
half
to
cream
find
and
out.
half coffee,
I'm off.
and all delicious.
Good luck.
Although I regret not adding, I put this drinking chocolate with it. Lidl does a cheap version of Nesquik, which is just as good, probably made in the same factory for all I know. And I love it. I mean, you can use normal cocoa powder and then add sugar to your taste, but this has got sugar and cocoa powder in it, and it's got vitamins and minerals, which gives it an extra savoury taste. And oh yeah, really good stuff. Love it, absolutely love it. And for the past few days, I've just been having coffee, cream, and drinking chocolate. I put the chocolate in it into the coffee, so it dissolves nice and easily. Then I add the cream. Otherwise, it tends to clump up if you just add it to milk.
The furnace was now off.
Yeah, a mocha, that's it. But a cream mocha. No, got nothing I want to put in there. Chicory mocha. Well, no, it's coffee and chocolate.
It was some kind of old device for producing electromagnetic radiation.
But you inferred a lot just by looking at a box.
We wanted to ramp up the power of Jerry's shells as the game progressed, to give the sense that Jerry was growing in power and confidence. Lead security droid was designed both to block Foster before it met an untimely end, and to be resurrected as the most powerful of Jerry's shells. Finally, Jerry could wreak havoc. The writing of Jerry's dialogue for when he's in this shell sets up his bravado for the final section of the game.
It has rust. On its rust. And some jerk bashed its head in.
At least give it a
Yeah,
try.
who would do a thing like that?
Okay. But be careful with my board.
Don't worry, I'll be gentle.
I'll rub it against my
If I don't
woolen
survive,
socks.
Tell Greta I love.
So Joey made Greta as his waifu, and like that's like, well, you got sucky taste in hairstyles, Joey.
Foster, I feel strong.
I knew you'd like the feel of it.
It would take more than some bunting to bring down Joey Prime. And look, I've got this cool arm.
Careful with the... Ah!
Whoa, that's my bad.
Let's go. Come on, let's move it. Out of here.
Sure thing, right behind you, Rob. Yep, I'm with you. Okay, we go.
And watch where you're pointing that thing.
Exterminate.
Finally, some heavy machinery.
Lead? Lead!
Lead's not here, man.
Oh no. It was Lead, all right.
Not so late now.
At that moment, a terrible thought struck me. Poppy? Poppy, are you here?
Whimper.
Poppy, it's me, Foster. Do you remember me, Poppy?
Yes, you're Mr. Leet's friend.
Come on.
Oh, that's a lot of
I need
words.
to get you out of here.
Mr. Leet, he's...
I know. I'm sorry. Can you tell me what happened?
Leet said he was going to put on the funny mask to help us get away. Then some men came, so I hid.
What did the men look like?
The ones in black that took me before. The ones with no faces.
Listen, Poppy. I've got something I need to do. Can you find your way to the monopod?
Yep, they certainly
so.
did get to Lead.
Brave girl. I'll meet you there. Whatever Leet's plan for Poppy had been, it had to involve Minos. I was going to have to go in there myself. Leet was dead, but his kudos plans for Poppy still made sense. All I had to do was find a way to boost all the kids' kudos levels in the same way. Poor Leet.
Yeah, I'll have his cleaver.
Joey?
Joey. It's been a long time since anyone called me that.
It was 5 minutes
What are
ago.
you talking about?
I go by Joey Prime now, Foster.
That's
So
not
it's still
gonna
Joey.
Well, it was worth a shot.
So, Jimmy.
Keep an eye on that Jimmy guy.
You two met before?
You could say that. He tried to cut off my thumb.
Your thumb? That's terrible. You never hitchhike again.
I can't believe he killed Leet.
It's terrible. He won't be the only one.
I thought
Funny
we
joke.
fixed all this 10 years ago.
This is what happens when humans try and do an android's job.
So,
You seem to be enjoying your new shell.
It's everything I ever wanted.
Oh yeah? What's it got?
A big arm to zap people.
Sure. What else?
zap the girl.
That's it. That's all I ever wanted.
Fry the
Remind
bitch.
me what we're doing.
Well, with Leet dead, someone else will have...
Yeah.
Enter
Sure, that was Leet's plan. To change... Poppy's
Arana.
kudo-
Do you think Orana will be okay getting the children out of Reflections?
How hard can it be?
There's a lot of children.
Do we need all of them? I thought you only cared about Miles.
That's right.
Milo. And we're saving them all, Joey.
Whatever you say, Rob.
Yes, they're going to have a nice life in the gap where there won't be distilled water for them to drink. And hopefully the iguana carcass they eat won't be foul.
How are you holding up, Joey?
Stuck in a rusty old factory. On the run from the government. Stupid questions from you. It's nothing I've not gotten used to.
Thanks for all your help.
Don't mention it. Just don't forget about me for 10 years this time.
Okay, make it 30 years then.
Remind
Well, with Leet dead...
Council.
Someone else...
whoever was here that...
Well, you better keep an eye out then.
No, you keep an eye out.
Do you think Poppy's okay?
Let's go find out.
Yes.
We have to make Leet's death count for...
Haven't we got a...
I'm talking about getting the...
Thank goodness. One thing at a time.
more about Lee.
Leet's really dead.
And we'll be next if we don't get out of here.
Bye.
Waiting on you.
So anyway, do.
I could see a few errors in Leet's calculations, but I doubted he'd appreciate me telling him.
He won't, because he's dead. Who cares?
Error 465. Connection error. Could not re-establish link with user. Leet.
Hey, this is an interesting point. I can't change my hollow brooch design, but then again, I don't have the hollow brooch as I gave it to Tarquin. So, will I be able to access the terminal again? How do I... I mean, there's all those collectibles, but I don't think I've got any way of seeing them now. Hey-ho. Yeah, we're not allowed clothes in cyberspace. There's not enough processing power for it or something. Time to go to the kudos allocation system. Please go through the plot device. It's a portal to where you need to go. So, just checking, there's no posters for me to look at. And there's nothing special. Right, so this is really simple, right? We'll take a divisor symbol. Oh, I have to talk with...
Error. Checksum invalid. Local interneural connection has been lost. Please unmount brain before disconnection to prevent data loss.
Command, begin recording. Well, the system's just told me my body is in cardiac arrest, so I guess security caught up with me. Command, upload recording async. If you're hearing this message, then I'm dead, which, personally, sucks. This means that you need to step up, whoever you are. So listen carefully. There's a girl called Poppy. She's hiding at my place. Unfortunately, her kudos is too low to travel. You need to get her out of the city. Oh, and delete my hard drives, eh?
Still using hard
Leet
drives.
was dead, but his kudos plan made sense. And I knew if I could get Poppy out, then I could use the same trick for all the kids.
So,
I originally named the character Leet, spelt L-E-I-G-H-T. Neil respelled his name Leet, L-E-E-T. I had absolutely no idea, nor did Neil, at that time that Leet L33T is a well-known internet derivation of Elite. A few team members thought I was being really cheesy with the name, but completely unintentionally, I actually think it's quite clever. To try and cover any of the cheesiness, Lawrence then gave him the full name of Elliot Richardson. Elliot Lee. Yeah, you got it.
All citizens.
So I've got I've got all my other stuff from before. We'll give them the divisor, and then the integer of 0.
This category was divided by 0. Infinity. They had infinite kudos.
And this...
I was right. The kids would now be able to travel to the city walls. But the real unknown... How would the citizens react?
This is...
Baseline citizen now had infinite kudos. The kids could use the monorail now.
Good.
Command. Save changes.
Right, now, bear in mind, everybody's got infinity kudos, So everybody can go to the lower levels and do all the privileges that they want, and the city's amenities will soon run out because I mentioned they're not in a post-scarcity society.
How did you do, Rob?
I set the whole city's kudos
No.
levels to infinity. Every citizen. So anyone can now travel anywhere.
Including the kids?
And the VIP room. They can go in the
should be able to
VIP
get
room
them
if
to
they
the
want.
city
Everybody
walls
can go anywhere
So what are we waiting
and do
for?
anything until the society's resources run out. Now, bear in mind, Songbird, who's all about like social aspirations and stuff, this bit seems really stupid, right? It's like,
That looks kind of familiar.
you don't have to do anything. You literally, you got infinity kudos, so you don't have to suck up to people. You can literally like do a shit on their head, and it's like, well, you still got infinity kudos. You could murder somebody, and you still have infinity kudos.
A scrapped robot that looked past its prime.
And yet, despite this, Songbird is still going to be a bitch. But, spoilers. Turns out she's just, I suppose you could be a bit more nuanced about that. You could be like, oh, actually, she's not a bitch. She's just a product of her society. Well, look. If I sow bitch seeds into a field of shit and it gives rise to little bitch plants, it's still a bitch. You know, like, yeah, the conditions are all right for making a bitch, but it's still a bitch. You know, judge a tree by its fruits.
What did you make that mess for?
I've got no idea.
I'm just evil, Joey. That's why. I'm causing chaos wherever I go.
Okay, Joey. Should be a straight shot back to the city. Wait!
What is it, Foster?
It's those same androids. Exactly like the ones that took Milo. They're here.
We've got to find a way past them.
I hope Poppy hadn't been caught.
Hey, I know I just caused that mess, but
Hey,
talk.
Joey.
What is it, Foster?
No,
Joey, can you set fire to the moonshine?
With my new arm, it shall be done.
and fortunately,
Stand back, Foster. Human skin isn't as tough as steel.
I go there. That's good, so that saves me a lot of running.
The trail of moonshine lit up like spilt gasoline. Come on, Joey. We need to get out of here.
I'm liking this new shell already.
Oh, speaking of petrol, have you got any one of those? You know, one of those devices which has got like rubberized skin on it, and it feels all manky and horrible to the touch.
Here goes.
Turns out the way to wash.
Cannot be safe to drink.
I'll say.
Right. Turns out the way to wash it off is with petrol. So just get some petrol in a rag, rub it, and all that manky, rubby stuff's.
There. The locker.
Who cares? Let's carry on.
The faceless men came back, so I hid in here.
You did great, kid. They're gone for now.
Let's go, before they come back.
Da 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 da.
When people realize they've all got the same kudos levels, it's gonna get interesting.
Not sure I want to be there when that happens, Joey.
Foster?
Lorana, Miss Piermont, you made it.
Well, of course we did, Robert, darling. Was there ever any doubt?
Not like your dead dog Spunky or Sparky or
Don't worry.
Scuffles.
Whatever you did, it worked.
And who is this wonderful little creature?
My name's Poppy. Poppy!
Graham rescued her. Kept her hidden up in the industrial level.
It's okay, my darling. Come with me. I've some friends that I think you'd like to meet.
Bye, Joey.
Miss Piermont's way nicer than
Too much.
So how did you do it?
than
little help from Leet.
Oh, whatever.
He had it all figured out. He had found a way to increase someone's kudos levels inside Minos. The Council's androids found
I'm sorry, I got to clip more nails. They're bothering me now.
But I managed to finish what he started.
I hope you enjoy
Well,
the
we're not finished yet.
sound.
Come with me.
Joey, I need you to stand guard here. Anything looks unfriendly, zap it.
Great. I've been dying to test this thing for real.
And I'm glad that we got the cool suit, so, you know, much better than the dusty old duster I'd had before. Can I have some... Oh, one for the road.
Enjoy this little piece of happiness, courtesy of Minos.
Why not? I got infinite kudos.
Enjoy this little piece of happiness, courtesy of Minos.
You know what? I feel like having a six-pack. I just love the taste of lobster thermidor spankle so much. Or orange fluoride. Or red flavour.
Enjoy this little piece of happiness, courtesy of Minos.
That'll do.
Kids are all inside. It's a bit cramped, but it'll do.
I recognize this truck.
Hey, special delivery. Next stop, the Gap.
Wendell? I thought I smelled something familiar.
I hope you mean the Age to Perfection mini case.
So I'll just wait for them to do their dialogue, and then I'll explain my criticism of this, because
yes,
this,
with the vegetarians.
like, the whole crux of the matter seems really, really flimsy.
Milo!
I knew you'd come for me.
How are you feeling?
A bit dizzy. Horrible things whirling around my head. Strange memories. I thought they were good, but now I think they were bad.
Don't worry. They'll pass in a day or two. You're going to be fine.
Am I going home now?
You are, Milo. Home to your parents. Your family. Now, you go with the nice people. I'll be right behind you.
Ladies, we're just about strapped up. Let's get those gates open, and I'll hit the gas.
Right, so
Foster,
more
any idea how to get
cutscenes.
these gates open?
Whatever I did in Minos must have put the city into lockdown. I'll find a way to override the controls.
Oh, okay. But don't take your time.
I'll do whatever I feel like, old man. Right, so that music was too distracting. The plot is, as far as I understand it, Joey is sending these stupid dog walking things into, like, the Gap. Like, why would you not just use tracked vehicles, like all-terrain vehicles? And then he's bringing the children into the city and brainwashing them so they have happy memories. And then what? They just released into Union City? Like, oh, look at all these happy orphan children that are happy. They're all happy to be in Union City. There's no, like, oh yeah, he's harvesting their blood and then he's taking the hydrogen out of the water in the blood to turn into, hydrogen for deuterium fusion reaction. And then you could say, oh, but Joey, that's like really extravagant. Why would you do that when there's all that water in the sea there? Surely that would be much more efficient. You don't have to go and get like a few bags of... So how much like water is there in the child? If they weigh like 40 kilograms or something, that's going to be like, what, 35 litres of water? But then Joe could be like... Now again, I'm trying to think like, how would I make this like... No, don't you understand, Foster? The city's not powered from hydrogen. It's powered by suffering. Yes, the suffering. It's harvested, and the energy is used to power the city. And that's why it's clean. I wash away all their suffering in tears, and the tears sustain us. It sustains us all, Foster. You told me make the people happy, and I did. And one of the things that makes them happy is by, like, sustainable. So yeah, Joey invents a new form of clean energy production which uses people suffering. So make it a bit like Monsters Inc. You know how like the Monster City is powered with the screams of children? This is powered with the bad memories of children. And then they could even be worse. It's like saying, well, we realised that once the children were happy, we could traumatise them again, and then we could harvest even more of the trauma energy. And then we can show it to people, the trauma, causing them to be traumatised. Then we can harvest their energy. And then that'll be really dark and fucked up. And it'll be like, wow, that's actually far more worse than... Like, what was it in Beneath a Steel Sky? Beneath a Steel Sky was... well, Link is this bioorganic construct, and it's sending tendrils into the city. And because it's powered by... Robert Overmann's father, it's got human fallibilities there, and it's selfish and mean, and it just does like all that stuff. So so far what I'm trying to say is, like, the actual plot of this, it doesn't make sense to me. I feel like there's something missing from it, and I'm not saying like my idea, because you can see they're trying to go for a more general audience. You can't just have like ritualized... Well, I say you can't have ritualized child abuse and harvesting the energy, but yet that Disney film, Monsters Inc., that was all about ritualized child abuse, and somehow that's considered a family-friendly film, which is kind of fucked up if you think about it. Monsters Inc. and Beyond a Steel Sky are both predictive programming about adrenochrome and Hobbit. Well, yeah, but I'm saying instead of adrenochrome for like someone's debauched drug party, I'm saying, like, what if we use like a bit of science fiction and say, just like in Monsters Inc., they're harvesting the energy of people suffering. And here's an idea, right? Like, they could be like, hey, look, everybody... Look at this is what Joey's doing. This is terrible. You need to start like working for yourselves. It's not going to be perfect, but here's the thing. Joey's going to help you become more independent. You're not going to be able to lean on him anymore. And we've also figured out that there's something far more powerful than suffering. It's love and laughter. So rather than people doing all these like false veneer smiles, which aren't real and everything's superficial and nasty, but everyone's like keeping like literally like that bit in Joker where they're holding, forcing themselves to smile by like putting the corners of their mouth up whilst they're crying. That people are genuinely like laughing and realizing like, you know what? Even in the face of adversity, it's worth laughing because we're not made to despair. And I'm not saying they find a religion. I mean, that's the way I do it, but people genuinely start to be happy and laughter because they understand that when they do, they can then go and donate some of that laughter and happiness, and it will power the city far more effectively than the suffering ever would. And then, like, you know, the new kudos system, social credit, was just based on the fact that you're sharing your happiness with others and you're powering the city. Then you can reunite the children with their families in the gap because that would genuinely make people happy. And then you can be more about like trade with the people in the gap, where it's like, hey, look, we got all this power. We just need like resources and your junk and your sand, and we'll turn it into nice things. So yeah, Revolution Software. If you ever watch somebody streaming your game with an audience of 2 to 3 people, that's how I do it. And then you'd be like, yeah, but that's copying Monsters Inc. No. Monsters Inc., all that was doing was copying something which existed in folklore for like a long time, like vampires and other nasty things feeding on the suffering. And the idea that love and laughter is actually far more powerful. And here's the important bit, it's unpalatable to the demons. They hate laughter. Like, have you ever noticed with psychopaths, like they want you to be like angry and scared and upset with their control. The one thing they absolutely hate more than anything else, and what they'll come down your tongue of bricks for, literally, is laughing and mocking and making fun of their regime. Because if you can laugh at their power, they haven't got power of you in your soul. If your spirit remains undefeated, then they haven't won. And that's something that tyrants have known throughout history. You can put people in the worst gulag possible, but if they've still got laughter, if they've still got an unrepentant spirit, then you haven't conquered them. And then your tyranny, you'll squeeze and squeeze, but it's like trying to like squeeze a handful of sand. The harder you squeeze, the more sand slips out of your grasp. You can only hold on to it for so long, and then eventually your grip strength will wane. You won't be able to permanently hold them in the vice grip. So anyway, on to the game. Oh look, some more commentary.
The interior of the city walls was originally planned to not only be revisitable for players via the monopod, but also played a larger role in the solution to the land train office. Upon reaching the office, players would discover a distraught Songbird, long before Alonzo was due to arrive, who refused to let Foster in and required someone of a much higher social standing to calm her down. Enter Danielle Piermont, who you would convince to go and speak to Songbird to allow the player access. But that was all a bit dull for a climactic moment, so we went back to the drawing board and redesigned the scene to how it plays out now.
Here, you can have these back.
Are you sure? You might need them.
You know what? Do I actually need the mini case? Let me think. Yeah, okay.
You know what? I'll keep them.
Good call, lad. Never know when the little beggars might come in handy.
Inventory. Hey, I'm not done talking to you yet, Wendell. Stop walking away from me. Where you got to go to? Would you like this valve wheel?
Hey, Wendell.
And how are you, dear boy?
Oh, I'm not so bad.
So, kids.
I appreciate what you're doing for these kids.
Kids, sausages, cargo's cargo, and all said and done.
They'll go back to my farm and I'll turn them into more mini Ks.
Gotta treat them nice.
Oh, well, yeah.
Get those mini Ks delivered okay?
Oh, aye. Rumour has it they went down a storm at the Aspiration Gala.
Gala.
How's that power cell running?
Old Brucey is purring like a melon.
Since when do melons purr?
Hey, who's a farmer here?
Yeah.
Thanks for the mini K earlier. Came in very handy.
What you do with your own mini Ks is between you and your maker.
Yeah. What?
You know
Hey,
Miss Piermont?
I resent that implication.
You mean Danielle?
Oh, so you're friends.
Let's just say our paths have crossed.
You're a bit of rough, aren't you?
You don't have much luck with these doors, do you, Wendell?
You're telling me.
What exactly is the problem this time?
A security lockdown. Some sort of happening inside the city.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
On me, mind.
Bye.
Wendell, it's been a slice.
Best of luck, Foster. Not many like you out there.
You what? It's been a slice. Anyway, sorry about drowning your dog to death. No hard feet. Would you like a mini K? Come on, fatty bum bum. I am trying to interject and offer you some... Stop walking away from me! You're making this bit harder than what it needs to be.
They're a little old, but would you like a mini K?
I've had quite enough of that gentleman's sausage, thank you very much.
No, you don't want any more of that stuff.
Yes, darling.
Why did you decide to help these kids?
Robert, dear, because it was the right thing to do.
Says you.
Ms. Piermont.
So, Union City?
Next for you in Union City.
Oh, that's simple. Topple the council, overhaul the government, rebuild the city.
Right. The usual.
And...
What are your thoughts on the council?
Disgraceful! The council have a lot to answer for.
That Arana is quite something, isn't she?
She certainly is. She
yes.
reminds me of me when I was half her age.
You know Wendell?
By reputation only. The reputation of his sausage, I should add.
Innuendo.
Any ideas on how to get these gates open?
Darling, I've been living in the lower tiers for so long. Doors just open in my presence.
What about this one?
This one appears to be the exception.
How do you know Arana?
I was invited to the grand opening of the Reflection Spa. Arana took such excellent care of me. I knew at once I could trust her.
Thanks, Ms. Piermont.
So, have you been...
I'm always here if you need me.
Have you been Arana, did you brainwash Danielle Piermont?
Arana? Any ideas on how to get these gates open?
I was hoping for a switch or a button, but can't find a manual override anywhere. Everything's automated by Minus on this side. Don't know what the other side looks like.
But I do.
You came from the
There's a
Gap.
parking lot, an immigration hut, and I seem to remember a control room above the train doors.
Well, you know more than I do then.
Wendell?
You know Wendell?
Everybody knows Wendell.
Oh, okay.
You and Ms. Piermont are unstoppable.
We make a pretty good pair.
Great trio if you count Graham.
And 4, counting you.
Let's not forget Joey. What happens next? Will you go back to the Gap with the kids?
We'll see. We've got a job to finish first.
Sure.
We'll see. So you'll leave a city of plenty to go in a place where you'll be eating, like, iguanas and cockroaches.
Oh, Ember's magic finger.
You didn't meet any trouble?
Danielle dealt with that.
Great job getting the kids out.
Great job bringing down the system.
Guess we both did all right today.
Yes, I am going to cause an end to Union City, the last bastion of civilization in an otherwise destroyed world?
I can't get these gates open.
Have you tried your crowbar?
Have you seen the size of those doors?
You asked for ideas. Didn't say they had to be good ones.
How are the kids?
Confused, lost, but they'll pull through.
Any idea?
Have you checked out the...
I'm working on.
So, now we've exhausted all the inventory options, would you like a minicam?
How about the world's finest?
Not now, Foster.
Right, I guess we haven't got time for,
Authorized personnel only.
I'm authorized personnel. See? Told you I am. That would cause quite a strain on the knees going up at that velocity. So, this is the city wall? Wait, hang on. Let me have a look. See, where I'm looking there, I thought that was the external wall, and that was like the interior. But it says, no, that's the external door. Alright, let's go through it and have a look. I'm just circling back to what you said, Alphabet Cat. Not so much predictive programming, it's more an allegory for our world.
Stretched all the way to freedom. But first, I had work to do.
What freedom? So this is the external wall. Right, okay. And there's like the immigration there, and then just featureless desert for the rest of it. It's almost as if they were like, yeah, you know what, that's good enough. Anyway, let's go down a bit more. Oh, commentary.
There are 2 different cutscenes for when Foster enters the land train control room. In the version where Songbird is on Foster's side, we use an interesting setup to allow our cinematics lead, Matteo, to direct the mocap performance. Matteo is able to see my motion updated in real time on a 3D mannequin on my screen shared with him, and simultaneously hear and speak to me via a Bluetooth headset I was wearing. In this way, we were able to ensure the performance fitted what Matteo required, paying attention to the hurry in which Songbird runs out of the control room, delivering her lines with a sense of urgency and regret, and then making her escape. It felt pretty exciting being able to respond to Matteo's feedback, even at other ends of the country. In the other version, where Songbird betrays Foster, the facial animation challenge became a lot more interesting for him. Foster doesn't realise at first that he's been betrayed, so when he speaks to Songbird, he's urgent and also confused by Songbird seeming calm. Then,
oh yeah,
as
I mean,
realises,
the animations and
he
stuff, it makes
turns to
sense that
focus
they
on the
use
more
motion
serious threat
capture.
of Alonso, and his face hardens, but not before he's cast a split-second look at Songbird with sadness and disappointment in his face.
The motion capture makes the animations more...
They're there and then they're gone super quick, but they often show a character's true feelings, sometimes feelings they're trying to suppress. I often look for micro-expressions when I'm watching a film or drama to study how to better animate these moments, and it's always a nice challenge when opportunity comes up to use one in my work.
Right, now that bit of commentary's over, I don't actually know what postmodernism means. I'm quite ignorant when it comes to a lot of these. Any term which strikes me as newspeak, I am repulsed by, and for that reason, I don't have it as part of my lexicon. And
he was pointing it at Songbird. I had to find a way to help her.
Yeah, it's not part of my lexicon, and for that reason, I'm not good with modern words. And also, if the words are used by people I don't like, then I don't like those words. There was this thing a while ago, people were trying to be fancy and calling eyes oculars, and I'm like, no, you're wrong. Or they talk about the theory and praxis, which is just so bloody pretentious.
Alonso
You just called it practice.
Which was probably a good thing.
I can't change that, but I can change this. No, I can't actually change that because it's solid red. Right, so that's green, and that's red. Gun controls are now green.
I couldn't just burst through the doors. Not while I still had the upper hand.
Open shot. Is the alert red? Yes. I can't move that. Sandstorm is detected. Alright. Manual fallback. Send shutter alert. Green.
had to be a way to distract Alonso so that Songbird could escape.
I need to get the storm shutters down. So, the aeronometer, if it detects a sandstorm, and send shutter alert green. Right, so I'll take the red, put it there, and that should say bring the shutters down.
What?
Songbird! Quick, we need to...
Mr. Grundy, what a pleasant surprise.
What are you doing, Songbird? Run!
Oh, but Graham, what's the rush?
Mrs. Grundy, you've been most cooperative. I shall personally see to it that you get the kudos boost you deserve.
Even though we all got infinity
Thank
kudos
you,
now.
Mentor. And thank you, husband.
When something in the city goes wrong, who do I always find just around the corner? You, whoever you are. Allow me to ask you a question. What do you see when you look at Union City?
Honesty, pandering, indifference.
Could we just skip the speech?
Man, a few words. Have it your way. Let me tell you what I see. I see perfection.
Yes.
Perfection? Come on.
This city works. This city provides. Everyone is fed.
My name is Simon Sniffcock, and I'm so important. Listen to the sound of my voice.
All the city asks in return is that we follow a few simple rules.
Well, not anymore.
Follow the rules, and you are rewarded. Break the rules.
Everybody has infinity kudos now, thanks to me.
You, sir, are a rule breaker.
Yes.
Have been stolen.
It's almost like a universal thing. Like, goatee means, yes, you're devilish. The devil has a goatee.
That would defy the rules.
And I
that is
don't
why,
like
on
rule
behalf of
defiling.
the city, for which I care deeply, I intend to make a rather dramatic correction. Goodbye, Graham Grundy.
Yeah, taste in the kidneys. And in the balls.
What a jerk.
Great job, Joey. What happened to Songbird?
She ran right past us. I came up here to make sure you were all right. Somebody had to save your useless human butt.
Joey, thank you.
Yeah. Can't we save the thanks until after you've got the gates open?
I'm on it. You go tell Wendell to start the truck.
Right, there we go. Yes, another tragic accident. Oh no. So, you know what? That's good so far, but I'm out of milk and I want some for tonight. So I'm going to go get milk now. And I'm going to say thanks for watching. And this time, when I press stop streaming, it's going to have a thing. It's going to say, do you want to end the stream now? And then I'm going to click on yes. And that's going to end the stream. Goodbye. 5, 4, 3, 2,